Happy Friday morning, TGIF.
Thank God it's Friday. Thank God.
No kidding. But you know what?
Long week.
Who are we kidding? We're working through the weekend anyway.
Yeah,
There's no such thing as a Friday in our books. It's just 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Well, 18 hours a day, I should say.
Yeah.
We get a good 6 hours of sleep in there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work putting something together for y'all, but we're getting there. We're getting closer. How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Just, not only are we working through the weekend, I want to catch that big football game.
Mm-hmm.
ASU and Georgia.
Yeah, a couple big games this weekend. ASU Georgia, Arizona Indianapolis, Sunday night at 5.
Professional football.
Yeah, so it's gonna be awesome.
Oh
Big.
yeah. That's my peace of mind right there. Just watching football.
Huge sports weekend here in the Valley of the Sun, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I gotta tell you, like, it's so nice having the temperatures drop around here a little bit.
God, dude.
It's not 115 degrees anymore, so we can actually walk outside again.
Yeah.
We've been doing all of our accelerators at the gym or in the house, basically, anywhere we can except outside because it was brutal this summer.
I think I'm gonna move away for the summer.
Are you?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna go?
Probably Antarctica.
Yeah.
Might see some, penguins or something. I don't know.
Remember, it's more winter in Antarctica during our summer. Remember that? Southern Hemisphere? It gets even colder there. Yeah, brutal.
Yeah, I like
brutal.
cold. I like
Okay, you're in for it.
Yes.
Speaking of in for it, really cool stuff to talk about today. Now, Friday, we're devoting Friday to cool tricks that we can do with our body. And I thought, as we were kind of going back and forth, looking at some of the emails, something that's kind of cool that we kind of want to talk to you guys about is water weight. And man, water weight can really mess you up when you are on that scale and you're up 4 pounds one day and you're down 4 pounds the next. So then you're up 5 pounds one day and then you're down 6 pounds the next. Stop freaking out. It's just water. Remember, you can't gain and lose fat that fast.
No.
So stop freaking out, take a deep breath, and just understand that our body and our muscles and our tissues, it's like sponges. So if we put the magnets in, it's going to attach the water to it, and when we pull the magnets out, the water's going to flush. Now, what are these magnets that I'm talking about? It's going to be sugar and sodium. And sugar, of course, in the form of carbohydrate, which is very necessary. We need those. Those are the necessary magnets that we can put into our body. Of course, they're going to boost metabolic rate, and they play a whole plethora of wonderful, health ramifications in the body when we consume those carbohydrates. But along with that comes water retention. So remember, carbohydrate is drawn into the muscle. As we consume it, it goes down the esophagus, into the stomach, absorbed through the intestine, into the bloodstream, gets pulled in by the liver and the muscle. When we have that carbohydrate, which is essentially sugar in the muscle, that 1 part sugar holds 3 parts water around it. So say for every pound of carbohydrate, whether it came in the source of bread or pasta or oatmeal or potatoes, when we have that 1 pound of carbohydrate in our body, guess how many pounds of water it's holding on to?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, well, about 3 pounds of water, 3, sometimes even 4. So that's just the carbohydrate. Now, on top of that, look at the kinds of food that we're consuming on an everyday basis, especially here in the States when we have all this processed food. Of course, a lot of processed food, we need to flavor it, and so of course we use a lot of sodium. So now we've got one magnet in the system, a very necessary one, which is carbohydrate, which is boosting our metabolic rate, but now we put sodium into a lot of these foods too, and that's like another huge magnet in our body, and not so much a necessary one because we don't need as much sodium as we're getting in our foods. So now you throw the sodium in there, and before you know it, you've just bloated up 6 or 7 pounds. And we're, we talk about bloating all the time, and you think we're just a couple pansies over here, because I'll wake up one morning and be like, oh God, I'm so bloated, and then D, he understands bloating better than anybody.
Yeah, I'm playing like the world's smallest violin while he talks about it too. I'm just like, dude, you don't even know.
Well, if you don't mind, we can even tell him about what's cool about your situation is that, since he lost all that skin, he had a lot of extra tissue on his body. Of course, extra tissue means it can actually hold extra water. So,
Oh,
granted,
yeah.
with me, I can gain and lose 3 or 4 pounds of water in a day just with carbohydrate and sodium intake. But with D, you can gain and lose 15 to 20 in a day.
In a day.
Which is, I mean, it's phenomenal because everything that he does is on a grand scale when it comes to gaining and losing. He can just gain and, retain and flush water really, really fast.
I'm like a camel.
Yeah. So,
Camel.
but it's also really important. So now we just talked about how we can retain water. Let's talk about how we can flush it. One of the most important things for flushing water is drinking a lot of water. It seems counterintuitive, but we're pushing at least a gallon a day. Now here's a quick rule of thumb for you, is try to aim for about half your body weight in ounces of water a day. That's what a lot of the pros recommend. Or here's another real fun one, and I hope you guys don't mind me talking about it, but it's just a natural bodily function. Look at your pee, right? Your sole goal is to keep it clear throughout the day. The second it starts to turn a little bit darker, I need you to start pushing water. Push a couple glasses, 8-ounce glasses of water, and just keep watching your pee throughout the day. And believe it or not, it's actually a pretty accurate way to keep track of staying hydrated. But for us, we got to keep it easy, and it's so much easier. And also, we can constantly keep check of ourselves and of our own hydration if we just carry a gallon of water with us. And by the end of the day, it starts here. By the end of the day, we finish the whole thing. It is so easy just to carry a gallon of water and finish that gallon. You know you're going to be hydrated. You know you're going to be hydrated, especially here in the desert, because the water evaporates off you. You don't even know when you're dehydrated. But it's so important just to keep pushing that water. And a gallon, it's safe. It really is safe to be able to push that gallon of water throughout the day. Don't drink the whole thing at once, but just throughout the day.
And is just water good, or can we drink other stuff? Such
Absolutely.
As like sports drinks. How about stuff like that? Sports drinks and diet soda.
I'm glad you brought that up. Now keep in mind, there's sodium there's sodium in the diet soda, and there's sodium and sugar in a lot of the sports drinks. So beware. There's a ton of hidden calories in that stuff. I'm not going to freak out about calories. I'm more interested in the sodium and the sugar that's in those drinks. However, if you do want to flavor it, grab, and once again, these are transition tools. Even though there are artificial sweeteners in them, it's okay if you're just getting into the lifestyle to grab a little bit of Crystal Light, to maybe grab some, even better yet, iced tea, or they've even got these really new cool flavorings with stevia and herbs, so you can get like a sweet raspberry water, you can have lemon water, you can have all these different things. It's going to satisfy that sweet, because I know for a lot of people out there, drinking water is a difficult thing to do. It's counterintuitive, believe this or not. Check this out. The less water you drink, the more you're going to bloat. Your body, it's below the neck, it's got a mind of its own, and it's always made to survive. So if you take water away from it, it will naturally throw off what we call our aldosterone levels in our kidneys, which regulate sodium uptake. So if we pull water away from our body will bloat. If you want to actually get rid of bloating, the more water you drink, the more water you flush. And then on top of that, we throw in a couple really cool little tools. Like here is something called dandelion root. And let's see if we can get, there you go, dandelion root. You throw that in there with something else called uva ursi, and they will naturally flush the body. But don't stop drinking. In fact, here's another really quick rule of thumb for you. Very, very important. We call this the 10 gulp rule, and this is how we're always able to get our gallon down. Note to yourself, breathe through your nose. Every time you put this thing to your lips, you got to take 10 gulps before you put it back down, and that way you can actually get enough water throughout the day.
All right, let's
Ready?
see this.
Here we go. Ready? Ready? Come on.
Dude, your breath is rancid right now. Just kidding.
Here it is. 10. Yes. Oh, I'm hydrated.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, cool body tricks. If you want to flush the water, drink the water. You can throw in some tools like dandelion root and uva ursi. And of course, watch that carbohydrate and sodium intake. We're going to carb cycle on the program, so you're going to see your water levels go up and down. But we explain it to you the whole time, so you're never going to freak out about your water weight ever again. Yo, guys, hey, have a wonderful weekend.
Yes.
Enjoy the football
Enjoy
games.
your
Tune
football.
in. Go Arizona. Come on, ASU. All right, guys. See you Monday.
Bye.